9543 is not available.
Jon Eldan spent the week of Thanksgiving making phone calls from his mom's house in LA.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Anthony Faison.
Eldan is a lawyer who runs a one-man nonprofit named After Innocence.
Oh, it's a personal matter, so I wanted to speak with him directly.
With a little help from volunteers, he's tried to find out whether the 2,346 people listed in the National Registry of Exonerations got money for their time in prison, either through a lawsuit or government compensation.
Hi, I'm trying to reach Douglas Varney.
Oh, I'm afraid you have the wrong number.
Sorry.
If so, he finds out whether they paid taxes and helps them apply for a refund before the IRS stops accepting applications on Monday.
At the tone, please record your voice message.
We knew that we were looking for a needle in a haystack because we knew that of this group of exonerees who got money, it was only a tiny number of them who had actually paid taxes. Problem is, we didn't know which ones, so we'd have to go and survey them all.
Why are you doing this?
I get to talk to people who have been through something horrific, and I get to bring some amount of help.
Every now and then, Eldan finds who he's looking for.
I was looking for Dan True, who was in the Navy, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Congress changed the law about money received in connection with wrongful conviction and basically clarified that it's not taxable by the IRS. And they made that rule retroactive.
Because that would really help me out. I had to pay like $5,000 or something like that. And I just whipped out my credit card. And I still have that on my credit card. I never really paid it off.
So the next step will be, I will connect you directly to a large law firm that has offered to do these cases for free. They will take care of the filing, including the postage, everything. You'll pay nothing.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds awesome. Man.
All right.
Thank you so much, son.
Sure.
Thank you.
Wrongful convictions may have gotten a lot of attention in recent years, but very little of it has gone to what happens after people get out of prison. The way exonerees are compensated is often inconsistent and arbitrary, and more often than not, their needs are neglected. That explains why Congress didn't think to let people know they were entitled to thousands of dollars in back taxes.
Pretty much everyone, I think, would agree that if someone can prove to the satisfaction of the system, right, that they were in prison for something they didn't do, we should be providing them something reasonable, meaningful, and helpful. And the sad reality is that if you look around the country, that's not what we're doing.
Should Congress have done something differently so that these people actually knew that they were entitled to this tax relief, so that you wouldn't have to be, scouring the country to look for all of these needles in haystacks, as you refer to them?
Part of the great difficulty of exonerees after release is that we haven't been paying attention to exonerees after release. So it's not so much of a surprise. There was a disconnect. And I'm hoping that the problem of wrongful conviction will continue to command more attention so that we ask more questions like, who's going to notify these people? If I told you that you were eligible
But for now, the only answer to that question is Jon Eldan. Eldan has called some 600 exonerees around the country and helped around 50 of them file for refunds, which range from a couple thousand to $500,000.
Found one. In fact, found two.
One day you are arrested for a murder you know nothing about.
Two of them are Mark Cantor and Terry Moore.
We spent 8 years, 5 months, and 21 days incarcerated together.
Among those charged were 35-year-old Terry Moore and 24-year-old Mark Cantor.
Arrested for a crime we didn't commit, both arrested within hours of each other, back in April of, I don't remember the year.
April 1988.
88.
What is it that you were accused of doing?
First-degree premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit.
When Mark and Terry's convictions were overturned, they sued and settled for a little over $1 million each.
I'll never get over this as long as I live.
They were both diagnosed with PTSD. Then their lives took very different turns.
I gotta stand up for a minute.
Where's the one that doesn't work?
Terry went back to his life as a small businessman.
I've had a lot of people tell me that one of the things that happens to somebody who's been incarcerated is you get out and you think you have to make up for lost time. So you become a workaholic and you work all the time.
Would you say that that's how you dealt with some of...
Exactly.
You want these right here, Terry? Yeah, that's fine.
But Mark was younger and rowdier than Terry.
Want me to bring the slugger?
He used the money to start a business and help his family. But then he fell into old habits.
I started using drugs, as a coping mechanism from the trauma in this case. I got in trouble. So a lot of that money that was not used for drugs went to attorneys and to the legal system. Eventually, the money ran out.
Both Mark and Terry qualify for tax refunds, which they learned from Jon Eldan.
Actually, when he first notified me of it, I was very suspicious of it, thinking that it was just an outright scam.
That's probably where we're going now, right?
I'm assuming so.
But actually getting the refund isn't easy. Terry hasn't found the 16-year-old tax returns he needs to apply. Thankfully, he doesn't really need the money. Mark, on the other hand, is newly sober, broke, and leaning on Terry for help. Mark's accountant told him that if the refund goes through, he could get more than $100,000.
I actually have legal expenses and medical expenses. To have those burdens lifted, would be of great benefit.
Let's say it's even more than what you expected. Is that enough?
For me, it'll never be enough. There's no amount of money that can undo what they did to me.